I'm just sitting here waiting for my voice to show up. So maybe I can tell you a story in the meantime that has been interesting to me.
Thank you very much.
This story comes from an old African folk tale. And I know that for sure because it was told to me by some old Africans. That's how you make sure your references, you see what I'm saying, you know? You can't be hearing no old African folk tales from no young Chinese people. That's it, that's not to work out. The story they told me was about how the world began, and we were trying to figure out how it got into the shape it's in today. And they said that when the world began, there was a meeting between the seasons. And they all sat down and decided exactly where they would go and how long they would stay and where they would move when they went away. And this worked out for quite a while until all of a sudden you heard about complaints from one of the seasons saying that fall always stayed too long and spring always came too soon, and so winter was unhappy. Winter had always felt it was the most powerful of the seasons, and it was the strongest of the seasons, and the least respected of the seasons. That there were songs about all the other seasons, and nobody really paid the amount of respect that was due to winter. But once winter became unhappy, it decided to stay, just to show how much influence it could have if it wanted to. Winter decided there would be a little bit of winter every spring, and a little bit of winter every summer, and a little bit of winter every autumn, and then a whole lot of winter all winter long. Winter was the wrong season to mess with, Jack. So there we were, out for a walk on a spring day, short sleeve shirt or a short skirt, and all of a sudden there'd be a breeze that would stack us from between the trees, and we'd remember something that we told ourselves not to forget. We'd hear a voice that said, hey, 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 not quite spring yet. Hey, 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 not quite spring yet. But what was spring anyway? Just a doorway to everyone's favorite season, everyone's number one for as long as they can remember. Going back seasons and millenniums, everyone had always enjoyed the season of sunshine. From the time we were kids, we began to enjoy it because school was out and we were out and the sun was out and the fun was out. Summertime, everybody loved the summertime. Everybody dug the summertime. Big good times in the summertime. Everybody loved the summertime. We enjoyed summertime so much that we pushed it into overtime. Called the second half Indian summer. As though the Indians had not been invited to the first part. When we reviewed our summers, we would talk about how we met up with old friends and talked about way back when and that we was going to do it again. But what we forget in our reviews was that the days that the dark clouds came scurrying in and the thunder and the lightning began, and we heard that voice saying, hey, 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 not quite spring yet. Hey, 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 not quite clear yet. We get so involved with Indian summer sometimes that we not even notice as the reds turn to crimson and the yellow turn to gold, and as we felt the tendrils of winter taking hold, we'd see the leaves turn brown and start tumbling down, and we'd hear that sound. Footsteps sound like crunch. Footsteps sound like crunch. Yeah, when your footsteps sound like crunch, don't you know? Footsteps sound like crunch. In the beginning, there was a meeting between the seasons, and they all decided that they'd come down for 90 days or 3 months, and then go to wherever seasons go when they're not where we are, and we rarely notice. But all of a sudden, one of the seasons was unhappy, claiming that fall always stayed too long and spring always came too soon, and so winter was unhappy. Winter decided to stay. We decided to write a song about winter. It's called Winter in America. Woo! And from the Indians, we welcome the Pilgrims, and to the buffalo who once ruled the plain. Like the vultures circling beneath the dark clouds, looking for the rain. Yeah, been looking for the rain. Just like sitting and stagger on the coastline, living in a nation that just can't take much more. And like the forest thing buried beneath the highway, never had a chance to grow. Well, it never had a chance to grow. And now it's winter. It seems like winter in America. A time when all of the healers have been killed or been betrayed. Hey, people know something wrong. Everybody ought to know winter. Yeah, it's only winter in America. And truth is there ain't nobody fighting because, well, nobody knows what to say. Brother, save your soul. Winter in America. The Constitution was a noble piece of paper, free society, struggle but they died in vain. And now democracy is ragtime on the corners, unemployed and hoping that it rain. Yes, you've been hoping for some rain, but it just don't look like rain. I've seen robins perched in barren treetops, watching last-ditch races marching across the floor. And like peace signs is melted in our dreams and never had a chance to grow. Well, it never had a chance to grow. If somebody wanna know, tell them it's winter. It's cold, it's like winter in America. Time when all of the healer brothers who could help us done been killed, put them in jail. Hey, people know something wrong. Hey, that's winter. Yes, it's only winter in America. And the truth is there ain't nobody fighting because, well, nobody knows what to say. Yeah, the truth is there ain't nobody fighting because ain't nobody knows, nobody knows. Truth is there ain't nobody fighting because nobody knows what to say from winter.